My bestie, Jen, is in town, and we went on a bike ride in Myra Canyon in British Columbia. She, my partner, and I. The canyon? It is awesome in the original sense of the word. Forested with multicolored rock walls that tell stories probably spanning millions of years. Like most visitors, our group instinctively focused on the grand spectacle. The dramatic views that really commanded immediate attention. I mean, it's logical. After all, when you take in the canyon's expansive view, you can kind of see what feels like everything. These giant, wild, wide landscapes, obvious majesty, ancient geological formations. It's the big wow. That big wow that draws thousands of visitors each year. That focus on the main attraction, it's like 99.999% of the visible world, like the visible world near you, unfolds before you. It's like everything, comprehensive. But there is a remaining like 0.01% that can hold entire universes. As we rode along, I found myself looking right, down into the canyon, taking in how much was there to see. And then occasionally I would glance a bit left just to see what I might be missing in that remaining a little bit above our elevation. And indeed, there was always quite a bit to see. When I shifted my attention to the intimate details, really looked at the overlooked treasures, that same canyon revealed an entirely different perspective. Complex structures with overhangs, undercuts, and hidden alcoves. Moss clung to impossible surfaces with little miniature gardens and vertical worlds. I think like lichen or something like that painted these little abstract masterpieces across stone. Probably been years in the making. There was like in the below us, there was like these giant filled trees and things that had fallen over, big rocks. In the above, twisted branches that kind of reached across the frame. This shift in perspective kind of reminded me to be careful of my own perceptions. I say we, but I guess I should say I. Assume that seeing everything means seeing the most. But completeness isn't always about quantity. It's about dimension. So like an expansive view might offer 99.999% of the visible area, but those intimate details, the up, contained 100% of certain truths that I simply couldn't see in the dramatic panorama. Different scales of attention don't just show us more of the same thing. They reveal entirely different realities occupying the same space. The phenomenon extends far beyond canyon walls. In our daily lives, we develop habitual directions of attention. They feel comprehensive, but are actually their own version of narrow. Some might see obvious, like the way we look at our phone. But even if you look at the big picture all the time, major life events, obvious challenges, well-lit paths, we might overlook small revelations hiding in plain sight. A brief conversation with a stranger that shifts our perspective. The way light falls differently at a certain time of day. The subtle change in someone's expression that might reveal like their true feelings. These moments kind of exist in the periphery of our attention, sideways glances and alternative perspectives that we might not remember to take. I think success often depends on that kind of shifting of perspective. Like the entrepreneur who succeeds isn't necessarily the one who sees the most obvious market opportunity, but rather the one who notices some small inefficiency that everyone walks past. The artist who creates something memorable isn't always the one with the most technical skill. It could be the one who sees familiar subjects from an angle that reveals a hidden nature. The teacher who truly reaches students isn't always the one delivering the most information, but the one who notices the moment when understanding, or lack thereof, flickers across a student's face. Even in relationships, we can spend years looking at the same person from the same angle, convinced we know everything there is to know. But relationships like canyons have these hidden dimensions that only reveal themselves when we shift our perspective. The way someone's voice changes when they're really excited about something, or small kindnesses they quietly perform when no one's watching, or the fears they carry that are only visible from certain angles of attention. The challenge isn't just learning to shift from obvious to subtle. It's developing the flexibility to move between different scales of attention regularly. The canyon is simultaneously the main attraction and the intimate detail, the expansive view and the close-up mystery. Truth doesn't exist in any single vantage point, but in the willingness to maneuver between them, to let each scale of attention inform and complicate the others. This is a kind of like perceptual courage, I guess you could say, you need. It's comfortable to stick with familiar viewpoints, to rely on that 99.99% that is, quote unquote, complete and manageable. Looking in new directions might reveal complexity we'd rather not deal with, but it also can have beauty we weren't prepared to see. This is precisely where growth lives, in that 0.001% that changes everything. The next time you find yourself convinced you're seeing the whole picture, remember what I'm going to try to remember, Myra Canyon. Remember that the most profound discoveries often require a little something like turning your head 20 degrees in an unexpected direction. The world is simultaneously exactly as you see it, but also completely different from how you see it. Both truths existing in the same space, in the same canyon, waiting for that simple shift in perspective that can reveal them. So, as above, so below, but only if we look in both directions.